There's a story in each box score. This channel is about those stories. This is Daily Random NFL.
Daily Random NFL.
On September 26th, 1965, the 0-1 Minnesota Vikings hosted the 1-0 Detroit Lions at Metropolitan Stadium. It was 37 degrees, Minnesota was favored by a touchdown, and there were 46,826 in the stadium. Although we've come to know and love this classic rivalry, at one point it was still new. In 8 games so far, the Lions were 6-1-1 in head-to-head play with Minnesota. Norm Van Brocklin, a former quarterback who would be inducted into Pro Football's Hall of Fame in 1971, was leading the Vikings for his 5th season and was 18-36-3 so far. Van Brocklin had Hall of Fame quarterback Fran Tarkenton calling signals. A 5th-year starter, Tarkenton had a 77.7 passer rating, over 9,000 yards, and 77 touchdowns. Aside from quarterback and head coach, the Vikings also employed future Hall of Famers in center Mick Tingelhoff and defensive end Carl Eller. Harry Gilmer was Minnesota's defensive backs coach through 1964. The Lions hired him away as their head coach beginning in 1965. Under center, he entrusted 9-year veteran Milt Plum. Over 80 career starts, Plum had a 79.9 rating, nearly 14,000 yards, and way more wins than losses. As far as Hall of Famers on the roster, linebacker Joe Schmidt, defensive tackle Alex Karras, defensive back Dick LeBeau, and cornerback Dick Night Train Lane all one day made the cut. There is no trace of this game in video form on today's digital landscape, so instead, I'll just tell you what happened. In the first quarter, tight end Gordy Smith pulled down a 19-yard touchdown pass from Tarkenton, and the Lions answered when Plum hit Jim Gibbons with a 3-yard touchdown pass. Tied at 7 to start the second quarter, Nerf football inventor Fred Cox staked the Vikings to a 3-point lead with a 28-yard field goal. Amos Marsh caught a 15-yard touchdown from Plum later in the quarter, and Plum scored on a 1-yard dive later in the frame to go into the half with a 21-10 Lions lead. The Vikings came out strong in the third quarter, scoring 12 unanswered points on a Tommy Mason 3-yard touchdown rush, a 46-yard Cox field goal, and a safety when Eller tackled Plum in the end zone. With a 22-21 lead, the Vikings scored another touchdown to start the fourth quarter on a Dave Osborne 3-yard run for a 29-21 lead. Lions kicker Wayne Walker added the 35-yard field goal to close the gap to 5. Then Marsh caught his second touchdown pass of the game from Plum, a 48-yarder, to set the final score 31-29. Plum completed 14 of 29 passes for 158 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, to finish with a rating of 85.1. Marsh added 18 yards rushing on 7 carries to his 2 touchdown receptions, and Gibbons pulled down 5 catches for 40 yards and a score. Tarkenton connected on 9 of his 22 offerings for 144 yards, a score, and an interception. No Viking caught more than 2 passes, but Mason led the team with a pair of catches for 50 yards and 18 rushes for 78 yards, along with that rushing touchdown. NFL West Division foes, the Vikings and the Lions both finished in the second division, with Minnesota in 5th at 7-7, and the Lions in 6th at 6-7-1. Of course, neither team advanced to the postseason. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.